So I heard a lot of people like to eat these for breakfast. Cheeky Pop Tarts. I had them when I was younger, but I haven't tried one since, so let's open the packet and see and let's find out. Comes in a pack of 2. 4 of them in there. Alright, let's have a look. So there we go. They don't look very filling, and they look very... not a huge deal of strawberry jam in there, is there? Let's toast them off and find out. So, here we go. Oh. So here we go, without dropping it or breaking it. Let's have a little cheeky taste, and watch your mouth. It might be a little touch hot, so watch the tongue. There's not a huge deal of strawberry jam in here. I can taste it. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't too bad. I mean, but it says on the box, crazy good? I don't think so. I'm going to show you guys and gals how to make some proper Pop Tarts today with a homemade pastry. We're going to do apple and cinnamon filling, strawberry jam as well, and we're going to do a little cheeky banoffee pie with a touch of chocolate in it as well. So hope you guys and gals are going to enjoy it. So the first thing we want to do is make that sweet pastry. So we're going to need 600 grams of sifted flour, or 4 cups. Also, we want 200 grams of icing sugar, or powdered sugar, which will be 2 cups. As well as me making a mess, I think we need a bigger bowl, don't we? So after cleaning up your mess and finding a larger bowl, we can carry on weighing those cheeky ingredients. Also, we need 2 pinches of natural sea salt. In addition, we want 300 grams of unsalted butter, or 1 1/3 of a cup, diced up into small cubes, then added to the bowl. So once you've got your butter in there, what you want to do is get your hands in there and basically just kind of break down the butter with your index finger and thumb and just kind of incorporate it into the flour. And this is going to take about 5-10 minutes. I know it's going to take a little bit of time, but trust me, it's going to be worth it in the end. So once that's finally incorporated, what you want to do is add 4 egg yolks, keeping the whites. You can always use them for later on for something else. In addition, you want a small little cheeky splash of milk as well, just to help bind it. If it's not quite bind, you can always add a little touch more, but don't go too crazy with it. So finally, once it's bound together, you should have your cheeky sweet pastry. And you might be thinking, why are you making so much? I'm actually going to make some more for my family today. So if you want to do half of this recipe, I'd probably recommend it. So I'm going to cut this in half, then cling these little bad boys, and then we're going to pop them in the fridge for about half an hour, or until we've done the fillings. So it's time to make the strawberry jam next. We're going to need 450 grams or 1 pound of cheeky strawberries. So we're going to wash and dice these bad boys up. So cut these little cheeky bad boys into quarters and chuck them straight into a large pan. So in addition, you want 104 grams or half a cup of fine granulated sugar. In addition, you want 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. So you want to pop this onto the stove onto a medium heat, and you want to cook this down, giving it a stir now and again for about roughly 40 minutes. Next, we're going to do the apple and cinnamon filling. So we're going to need 2 cheeky apples. I've got Fuji apples here. You can use whichever you fancy. We're going to give it a wash, and then we're going to dice that little bad boy up. So you just want to cut around, taking the cheeks off into little thin slices, and then we're going to dice them down. So dice these little bad boys up and pop them straight into a medium-sized pan. Also, we're going to need 30 grams or 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. In addition, we're going to need 2 tablespoons of soft brown sugar. And last but not least, we're going to need 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. Oh wait, is this... Oh, it is. I thought it was cumin then. Goodness me. So pop this bad boy onto a medium heat, and this is going to cook down for 20 to 30 minutes. Keep an eye on it, giving it a cheeky stir. That jam is looking fantastic, so that's almost there. It's going to need another 20 minutes to go. So it's time to make that thick caramel for the Bannoffee filling. So we're going to need 100 grams of unsalted butter, or half a cup. Also, we need 200 grams of soft brown sugar, or 1 cup. That cheeky pinch of salt. Almost fell over. So we're going to pop this cheeky caramel onto the stove, put it onto a medium heat. The strawberries are almost there, so they're going to take a couple of minutes longer, then we can swap them over. So once the butter's melted down and it started going sticky, then we're going to add some cream to it. Right, so those little cheeky strawberries, they're ready to go. So let's take them off before they start burning, let it cool down, and then pop them into a bowl. Once the sugar and butter is melted down, we're going to add 100 ml of cream, or half a cup. And we're going to let this bubble down very gently for about 10 to 20 minutes until it's nice and thick. So, fantastic. The caramel's actually done. So, take this off. let it cool down. And if you're not sure how to test how thick you want it, so pop it onto a plate and just run your finger through it once it's cooled down. And if it's holding it together, you're ready to go. So you want to take half of the apples out and then just give these a little cheeky blend. So add the puree to the rest of the softened apples and then give that a little cheeky mix. And there you go. Some beautiful apple cinnamon filling ready for our Pop Tarts. So we're going to let all these beautiful fillings cool down now. So there we go. There's our beautiful 3 fillings ready to rock and roll. So it's time to turn the oven on to 180 Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit. So it's time to get the pastry out, or one of them at least, and dust in the table with a little touch of flour as well. So we're pretty much looking for an 8 centimeter, which is 3 inches going across, and then by 26 centimeters and 10 inches. And you might think that's very long, but we're actually going to put the filling in and then fold it in half and then seal the deal. So that's why we're doing it super long. So get these rolled out as best as you can. And don't go too thin on the pastry. You're looking for about 1 millimeter of pastry. And if you want to be nice and accurate with this, you can use a ruler. And don't worry, I have washed this beforehand. And there we go. There's at least 3, and we're going to roll a load more out now. Also, keep the scraps because you can get a few more cheeky Pop Tarts out of that as well. So also find the halfway point as well, and just give it like a little cheeky mark so you know exactly where the first half is before you fold it over. So to help stick these together, we're actually going to need some cheeky egg wash. So we're going to give this a little whisk up with a fork. And then we're just going to lightly egg wash the entire pastry. So we're going to start off with the strawberry. We don't really want too much. Maybe about a teaspoon and a half. Also, if there's quite a lot of liquid in your jam or any of the fillings, you can always drain them off, or strain them off, sorry, using a sieve. So then we're just going to fold this one over. Just pushing it down with our fingers on the outside, making sure it's all nicely sealed. And as well as it giving it an extra seal and some nice pattern, just use a little cheeky fork to really kind of press it down as well to seal that deal. And if they need a little cheeky trim, you can trim them up as well if you need to. So give this a little gentle slide onto a silk mat or parchment paper, whichever you've got, and then we're going to do the rest of these beautiful Pop Tarts up now. Also, if you're having trouble picking them up, you can always add a little touch of extra flour before laying them down. So next we're going to do that cheeky apple filling as well. Look at that little cheeky gem. Beautiful. Now for the beautiful Bannoffee, we put a bit of the set caramel over the top with some thin slices of banana. And then just a few little cheeky chocolate drops as well, just sitting in there. So seal that beautiful deal. So there's our 3 different type of Pop Tarts. And I'm going to make some more now just to fill the tray and do another tray on top of that. Also, if you want to try a different pattern, you can always use your cranked spatula. And that'll help seal it down very nicely as well. So once those bad boys are filled and on the tray, we're going to pop this into the freezer for about 5 minutes just to firm up that sweet pastry. So they've just come out the freezer and they're nice and firm, absolutely beautiful. So the reason why we put them in the freezer is to firm up that pastry just so it gets that extra firmness and it holds its shape better in the oven. As we've got a little touch of egg wash, I'm going to give this a little quick brush over the top just for a little bit extra color. So these are going to take about roughly 10 to 20 minutes until it's nice and golden and crisp. So keep an eye on them and they should be coming out an absolute cheeky treat. So here they are, amigos. They've just come out the oven. Now apart from the strawberry mix, which is leaking just a little touch, they've come out absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to let these cool down onto a cooling rack and then we're going to finish the biz with them. So I thought I'd give you a close-up, and there's a little cheeky spillage from the strawberries. Apart from that, they are looking absolutely fantastic. So while those little cheeky bad boys are cooling down, we're going to make the icing to go on the top. So we need 300 grams of icing sugar, or 3 cups. Also, we want 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then add small amounts of milk until it all binds together, until you get the right consistency. And there's the kind of consistency you're looking for. It's quite thick, but it's also in dropping consistency. So that's what you're looking for. Any thinner than that, it's just going to fall off the Pop-Tart. Also, in addition, if you want to change the color of some of them, what we can do is just take half of this out and then drop in a very, very small amount of the red gel coloring into the mix. As we did the pink icing, I thought I couldn't resist. Let's do some chocolate icing as well. So 100 grams of icing sugar, or 1 cup, 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, And then just enough milk just to bind it until the right consistency. And there we go. That beautiful chocolate icing ready to go. So let's ice up these little cheeky bad boys. And make sure you ice one of them at a time, otherwise these won't stick properly. And there we go, amigos. There is our delightful, cheeky Pop Tarts. So we're going to plate some up now, and we'll have a little cheeky look at these. Just pop a little cheeky bit of icing on the plate. Don't judge me. Little cheeky bit of sprinkles on there. So let me give you a little cheeky comparison between these and the normal Pop Tarts. So you can already see in comparison, mine's filled far more, thicker pastry, definitely going to be more flavor. I mean, definitely make your own. If you're into Pop Tarts, this is going to be for you. So I couldn't resist. I had to go for the Bannoffee pie. It's got to be a favorite of mine. So let's have a little close-up of this, shall we? Look at this. Oh my goodness me. Still gooey, delightful. That banana in there. Oh my goodness me. Down the hatch it goes. Oh my goodness me. You got the sweetness, the caramel, the banana, the saltiness as well. Just a little touch from the pastry. Nice, crisp, flaky pastry. Oh my god, this is very good. And if you're not a big fan of the Bannoffee pie, I'm sure you can try other flavors as well. So maybe you want to do a s'more one with chocolate and marshmallows. Maybe you want peanut butter in there. There's so many options you can do, amigos. So good. And that's how you make a Pop Tart. So delightful. Give it a bash. The list of ingredients will be below in the description box, so you can give this a go yourselves. And that's it for this week, amigos. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to. Always appreciated. In addition, if you want to catch me on Twitch, Tuesday to Friday, 10 AM Mountain Time, as always, cooking some delightful dishes live. You can come stop by and check us out. But until next week, amigos, stay cheeky.